So in this video I'm going to talk about the Phrygian Dominant Scale. I'm going to talk about the theory behind it, and I'm going to talk about how you could use that in a modern pop context. So this might not be a scale you've heard of before, because it's not commonly used in pop music. However, there's a time and a place where you can apply this scale to get a very cool result. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the music theory behind this scale. If you're new to music theory, this is fairly advanced, but hang on tight, see if you can follow along. So this is how you generate the Phrygian Dominant Scale. It's the fifth mode of the harmonic minor scale, which means it shares the same notes as the harmonic minor scale, but starting from the fifth note. So we're going to use the G harmonic minor scale as an example. So here are the notes: G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, and F sharp. So I'm going to repeat those notes. This is the same scale on the next octave. The fifth note of the scale is D, so if we start the scale from here and we play on to the next octave, we then have the Phrygian Dominant Scale, or the Phrygian Dominant Mode. Here's what it sounds like. And here it is on bass. So as you can hear, it's got a very distinctive sound. You can hear that kind of Egyptian, Middle Eastern vibe going on. So the characteristic sound of this scale is kind of generated by the first three notes. So between the first and second note, we have an interval of a flattened second. And between the second and third note, we have an interval of an augmented second. And as you can hear, it creates that very specific sound that we're looking for. So there it is, the Phrygian Dominant Scale. But how can we use this in practice? There are a few different applications for this scale. Today I'm just going to give you one way. So get ready for a little bit more music theory. So we're going to stick with the key of G minor. If you're in the key of G minor, you have access to all of these chords. You have a G minor 7, an A minor 7 flat 5, a B flat major 7, a C minor 7, a D minor 7, an E flat major 7, and an F dominant 7. Quite often in a minor key, we would use a dominant 7 chord on the 5th degree, which in this case would be a D dominant 7. What this does is create a stronger resolution going back to the G minor 7. But where does this D dominant 7 come from? Well, so if you remember before, we were looking at the G harmonic minor scale. So the G harmonic minor scale produces 7 of its own chords. And on the 5th degree, yes, you guessed it, it's D dominant 7. So we borrow the D dominant 7 from the harmonic minor scale. And this brings us back to the Phrygian Dominant Scale. As the Phrygian Dominant is the 5th mode of the harmonic minor scale, we can then use it over this D dominant 7. There's a lot more detail I can go into here about the music theory behind this, but for now that's all you need to know. So I've noticed a few songs in modern pop music that use this borrowed chord. One song that springs to mind is Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, which is comprised of a G minor chord, a C minor chord, and then the 5 chord from the harmonic minor scale, which is a D major, or you could say it was a D dominant 7. So I'm just going to play along with this track on the bass, and every time it gets to that D dominant 7, I'm going to play a fill using the Phrygian Dominant mode. And as you will hear, it'll fit perfectly. I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Still trying to grow this channel, so anything you can do to help is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching.